earlier you made me think about something else. We were talking about just, debunking certain shit women say. So the idea that, oftentimes women, submission is always a hot topic amongst men and women. And they all will say they will submit.
Yeah.
But then it don't really be seeming like that. They say
submission not an option.
Yeah. So,
but I also tell you, what I think that women go through problems with boys and take it out on men. So I think that all of the things that they unwilling to do for a man is because of all of the things that they try to do for a boy. Like the thing is, because unfortunately a lot of our women have come up, in fatherless households, and a lot of our men have come up in fatherless households. And the example of what it would look like for a woman to not be in control has never really been set, because we all have seen our woman of the matriarch of the family being in control, the mom of the house, the grandma. It's always that authority that's just like that maternal figure. So it becomes normal to see, right? So for a man, that creates more boys. Like if you're a boy, you stay a boy because grandma gonna make sure you got it. Grandma baby could do what you want. Mama's boy, whatever. For a girl, it's like, I'm getting ridiculed and scolded for, you not wanting me to do what the fuck you did. So now you super duper tough on me while you being super duper soft on him. And then that dynamic meet each other in the world. And it's like, you want to choose what he can and can't do. And he kind of damn near okay with it because his confidence is shot behind the fact that that's how he was brought up. But the fact of when it becomes an issue is when they want to see that man develop. But it's like, if he do develop, you gonna feel like you raised them. You don't raise somebody into respect. The man gotta kind of force, even with a mom. It's like, you had to make your mom respect you. When she took care of you, raised you, put you in a certain predicament. So now with these boy type problems where you gotta solve his problems, you gotta get up and motivate him, you gotta clean up behind him, you gotta make him do all of this shit. Then you meet a man that's the total opposite. And you take all of what you didn't get from the boy out on a man that came ready, prepared, that did have that example, or worked himself to be the man that he needed to be to kind of facilitate the space. And now there's a fucking fencing match. There's a battle and a tug of war for him to have what he should have been due to, which is the jurisdiction to lead and run the family until he proved that he wasn't capable. So they taking all their frustrations out. They anger, their lack of patience, their lack of grace is all from the shit that they gave to a boy, because it's easier for them to deal with a boy because he on their terms. But when you gotta deal with a man, it's like, shit, it's not my way. Oh shit, I gotta respect you. Oh shit, there's boundaries, there's restrictions. Oh yeah, no, something wrong with you. I don't know what the fuck going on. You toxic. You a manipulator. You're a fucking narcissist. You all of this bad shit, because I'm not used to this. I'm used to being able to tell you what I want when I want, and you supposed to listen to me because that's what I'm okay with. And you making me uncomfortable. So because I'm uncomfortable, it must be wrong. You the toxic one. And that's a problem that was developed with boys. And now you're bringing it to a man. And then as men, we problem solvers, we trying to work through it. This is how we get up in a toxic dynamic, because unless she has to come ready to become a woman for a man, not a mother to a boy.
And that's why I guess the situation will end up being like, they'll say, oh, I need a leader, then I'll submit. But then once they meet a leader, they can't submit. Absolutely
not. Because now it's like, you don't even know what they look like. It's like a motherfucker like, yeah, man, I'm gonna start paying my bills on time when I become a millionaire. It don't happen that way. You typically develop the habit and then you get the result. You don't get the result and then develop the habit. And I think that's the part they understand. Like, I'll submit when I find a leader. It don't work like that. But as a man, I say submission is not an option. And when I say it's not an option, it's like, I don't have to have that conversation. A woman typically comes around me and realizes that I'm pretty much solid on what I got going on. And it's like, either you on it or you ain't. And it don't mean it's my way or the highway. It just means that women would love to turn their brain off. They would absolutely love to be in the two lands that they love to operate in is La La Land, turn their brain off, and Lulu Land. You know what I'm saying? Just that simple. So they gonna tell themselves that it's romance and it's fairy tales and that's Lululand. La La Land is, I don't even know what the fuck going on. Actually seen a girl in La La Land yesterday. I was on the plane train. She just had her head on her fucking man shoulder while they was on the drone. He all trying to figure out what stop to get off, all this shit. She ain't got a fucking care in the world. They love it there. So it's not an option. All you got to do is be steadfast enough with himself as a man and know enough about what you need to know enough about for them to just instantly turn their brain off. The thing about it is get them to turn it back on. Because then now we find ourselves like, what the fuck? You got 4 degrees. You can't figure it. What the fuck you calling me for, babe? I just got to the light and it's blinking. Go through it. Why the fuck is you calling me about the light that's blinking and you a fucking doctor? Like, I don't get it. But they get so comfortable in being in La La Land and when they got to go into the world without you, like, oh shit, I got to think. Yep. So, I think that the submission is not an option. You just got to become somebody that's like, know what you on. You got to know yourself, go to know your journey, know your path, and that makes it easier to decide what woman would fit that. And they tend to be able to recognize that. Like, they come around certain men and they know there's a man in the room. So if you feel like that push, it don't mean that. So this is the sucky part. Because you can be a man, and when she get comfortable with you as a man, because women are creatures of evolution, she can start to forget that. And now she might challenge you. It ain't personal. It's just, that's just them. And that's why we just gotta always evolve just to stay a step in front of them. Because if we can't lead them, then they not gonna submit. If we can't be out in front and be like, I've done this, I know this, I'm on this, then 9 times out of 10 they're gonna find somebody else to do it. And this is like think about it. When we talk about women being single versus men being single, think about how many voids a woman has to fill. She want to get in shape. Who's she gonna hire?
Trainer.
And typically it's a what trainer?
Yeah.
Need her car fixed, but she gonna find.
Mechanic.
She needs something put together. We know some Barbara the Builders out there, but the average woman, she's gonna hire somebody to task, right, whatever the case may be. Where though a man could literally just fill all those voids. Literally. So it's like, think about how much money a woman is exerting to be single, to maintain her independence, but how many men she got to pay to rely on, to hope that they got her best interest at heart. Instead of just being right within self to find a man that love her enough to do all these things with the package to have his best interest at heart. Let's flip the coin. A man feel like, oh, I can't call a woman when I need a woman, but you got 20 women. So it's like, yeah, I know you're not really locked in with none of them for you to even trust them in a way to kind of open up in a way for it to be that space of, yeah, I can put her as my emergency contact. Because you giving them bare minimum, so they're giving it to you in return. And it's like, that's where the level of maturity has to step into place, where it's like, we talk about being single, but how much does it cost us to be single? Every time I gotta go on a date with a new chick, what's your favorite color? What's this? I'm tired of that shit. But it's costing me anywhere from $0 to hundreds of dollars just for this data. Then when I go home at night, I might not even get nothing in return from it. It might just be the data or whatever the case may be. So it's way more sustainable, even though we paying triple and double the mill when we going out when we in a relationship. You making no progress when you going out with 20 different women that go not past the first date. And for a woman, it's like, yeah, you might feel like, yeah, I could do what I want. I don't have to need a man for nothing. But at the same time, you got to pay 7 or 8 different men that all probably do want to sleep with you. And you're not even getting a protection and a provision that will come with just having a man. So, the people have to identify what single cost. What does it cost you to be single? Fuck what you think you gain. Let's flip the perspective in that way and start thinking about what it costs you. But what you saying, going back to the whole submission thing, and it's not an option. That's just really come down to.
Also, I'm gonna say, yeah, and again back to like realizing I can be like a better leader in certain spaces, because it's those unanticipated brain turn off moments that you didn't account for in the culture. It's like, then I'd be like, but her brain be off. So I could have or should have accounted for it in this moment being off. Yeah. And that's why I fucked up.
But that is a possibility.
Yeah, that's why I fucked up. We was late, or this happened, or she didn't do it. I'm like, oh shit.
They're going to do it.
Yeah.
They're going to do it. Especially but I think it's a compliment more than it's an insult. If a woman thinking all day, that's an insult to me. If you all right, baby, you should do this, you should do that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Yeah, that's an insult to me. When she in fucking la la land, her brain don't work and she don't know what's left from right, I'm like, as much as I'm mad that you on some fucking dippy shit,
at the light not going through it, like,
I could appreciate the fact that you trust me enough to be dippy around me. Because dippy is good for a woman. If a woman is in survival mode, that's when she an analyzer, a fucking observer, she got to be a problem solver. When she in fucking la la land and she dippy, Deborah the dippy, now I don't want to put all this smother, I don't know what Deborah, but I'm just saying, just dippy Dab or whatever the case may be, that mean that she trusts you as a leader. That mean that she's in the safest fucking place possible because she has nothing to think about. She over there thinking about Sephora versus fucking Ulta and motherfucking bathing suits, and it's the fucking wintertime. It's like your brain is just on anything, but she not looking up, not saying nothing. That's a fucking compliment. You should strive to get her to fucking dippy land. Like, you know what I'm saying? We giving out first class passes to